Hi, this is Kalyan Karmakar, and welcome to a fresh episode of Foodocracy for Her. Foodocracy for Her, as you know, is where I speak to women entrepreneurs in the world of food. And today we have two participants today. They work together and they work separately as well. And well, that is the trend of our times. I found that very interesting. So it's very my pleasure to welcome on board Dr. Kasturi Sonalkar, who once upon a time was a dentist, but we also now know her as a baker. And we also have with us Megha Ruparel Datane. So they're both from Mumbai, different parts of Mumbai. And how do you recognize them? Megha's got the lighter blue uh, top, and Kasturi's got the darker blue top. I'm sure there are precise names which women will use for this, like turquoise and this, that, but we'll stick to
Teal.
light blue.
It's a teal color.
Teen.
Teal. Teal.
Okay, so we'll go with, so remember, like light blue or teal is Megha, and peacock blue, dark blue is
Blue.
Kasturi. So it's sort of rainy afternoon in Mumbai, and these two ladies are the right people to know on afternoons like this because they both bake. They bake breads and a whole lot of other stuff. They make dips and jams and all the sort of things which you'll want to have in the evening over tea and morning and whatnot. And they also will teach you how to make it, not here, but separately. So great to have you on board. And
Thank you.
what's also very interesting is that they are both focusing on sourdough, which is a bread per se, which we've become familiar with over the past few years. I started experimenting with sourdough about a couple of years back, and I became a big fan to eat, not to bake. So from cafes such as La Folie or Suzette over here. But after the pandemic happened, sourdough became a worldwide movement. Like when bread shops were not available, nothing was available. People started making bread at home, and when there was no yeast, so then the sourdough movement really took off, and it's been more than a year. April is when it started, the pandemic, but it's become pretty consistent. The sourdough movement, and Megha and Kasturi also do workshops apart from retailing, where they get together and teach people across the world how to make sourdough, from what I understand. So I'm going to first speak to the lady whose handle is Mango Girl because this is mango season. So there's Megha. So Megha, tell us a bit about your journey into sourdough and how did it all start? Because I believe at some point you went to online, you were in the IT sector and all that, right?
So, yeah, my background is of IT. I was working with IT field when the payment solutions, online payment solutions was launched. So I was part of that. And also I was working with one of the best telecom sector, the company we can say at that point of time. Then there was another journey in the entertainment field. My brother is into films, so that's how I got connected to entertainment. I was I was working as a PR and a celebrity manager to one of the finest actors and with one of the best of the companies. Not the
So
A-listers for sure, I can say that. But
So will you give us some gossip because we need to hike up our
oh,
viewership?
you get best of the gossips. But so I've worked with Ali Fazal, I've worked with Sachin Jigar, music directors, I've worked with Kayosi Irani, Kritika Rao. These stars, they were launched, they were very new at that point of time. So this is around 2012, 2013 that I'm talking.
In fact, I saw a lovely interview between Kayosi Irani and Cyrus Brocha and Cyrus Says, and very recently,
Yes.
and then we watched the movie as well. Very nice.
He is an amazing guy. He's very sweet and very genuine. Both the
And
father and the son, like
but is the
amazing.
son as much of a foodie as Baman is?
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. You have to see him. Like they're very sweet people, and
Hmm.
I somewhere feel Parsis as a people they have a different touch and approach to people and food.
Well, tell me about it. I'm in a minority at home right now because currently my wife is Parsi. My mom-in-law is convalescing after an operation, so she's here. My Masi-in-law is here. So So I'm actually in the minority today in the house. A rare
No, they
case.
are very sweet people. I have worked with Parsis earlier also when I was working for CRY. Okay, so I used to
Oh, did
work
you
with,
know my friend Irene? She used to work with Cry, and I've done some campaigns with them.
not sure, but I used to,
Maybe earlier, yeah.
yeah, so this was much earlier, just out of college, and I was working for CRY at that point of time.
Okay.
And so I used to be always one-on-one with these Parsis, and they were so sweet. They used to always welcome you at home, first feed you, and then बाद में काम का बात करते हैं. पहले तुम कुछ खा लो, because you are doing. So that's how it has been. And coming back to sourdough, so I'm a major food lover. I'm a Gujarati.
You do these lovely thali visuals on your
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes.
It's very
So
nice to see those.
that is the big part of my day. Lunch is a very huge part of my day. My thalis are very elaborate because that's how the family and we love it. There's everything on the plate which is being made fresh every day. And I was also venturing into breads by myself. I was doing my trials and errors. It was going on at that point of time. And of course, it was Easter at that point of time. And me and Kasturi got connected on a mom's group on Facebook. So, and she is an amazing baker. She is one of the person that I always look up to and still learn from her when it comes to healthy baking. So, and she was doing sourdough, and that's how I ventured into sourdough because she helped me get the base one done in sourdough, and that's how the journey began in that field. So, of course, it was for health reasons for my brother who needed a major help because he loves breads and he cannot eat yeasted breads. So that is how I got connected to Kasturi, and that's how the sourdough journey practically started for me.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's lovely. In fact, even I shifted to sourdough when I wanted to make a change in from a health point of view. And then it's quite tasty actually, as you figure out.
It is. Yes, it's addictive. Very, it's very, and it gives you a major break. Like so for health reasons, somewhere I feel sourdough journey, getting connected to Kasturi, my own health. Like I have lost oodles of weight when I got into the field of health, healthy eating, mind eating, conscious eating. So
and despite eating all these beautiful thalis, you're still like people sometimes think that to lose weight you have to have like no carb, no this, no that.
No, I cannot diet. She knows that. She knows like morning or night I might be munching on my gatiyas and chai. She knows that I'm a proper Gujarati. So she knows that. So it's like what you're eating, you have to be mindful of it. That's what I've understand. And I've lost oodles. I've lost 35 kgs and I'm super proud of it. Wow. So sourdough has been a very huge part of my life, and that has also pushed me ahead. And Kasturi is the person, that's how I ventured into it.
No, that's lovely. And I must say that through the lockdown, I've been eating quite well. And touchwood, I've also lost some weight, not 35, but maybe remove the 30 and
not
maybe
35 through the lockdown.
Remove the 30 and I'll be there. But the thing is that I've been eating, everything mindful. I've also had my equivalents of Gatia binges at night. But yes.
Gatia so, cannot come out of me. I need mine.
Yes, for us, Bengalis, the chanachur or the dalmoot, anything's salty and snacky.
Yes.
So, Kasturi, so then you were the one who was already into baking by the time the two of you met. But you were originally a dentist, right? So tell us a bit about your story.
Yeah. So so my education background is dentistry, and I have done my master's in healthcare. So so to start my career with, I have worked with big hospitals in Thane, like. Is it okay now? Is the voice okay?
Yeah, there was some sound issue, but we are on and we are live, so to speak.
Yeah, so so I started my career with healthcare management and working with big hospitals in Thane, like Bethany and Jupiter, and along with that, I was also doing my teaching with various MBA colleges. So I used to be a professor there.
Wow.
And so teaching has been in me, and I always like teaching since the time I have started my career. So, but post Zoe, so my husband is a sailor actually, and so I did not want to leave her and go out. So
Zoe's her adorable little daughter who was there till we started recording, then disappeared. She said that I think we couldn't afford her fees for her appearance.
Yeah. So I did not want to leave her and go out because he is also not at home. So I wanted to be with her and be at home and do something. And another craziness was not to feed her with outside cakes and outside breads and all of that. So she happened in 2015, and immediately in 2016 I started Bakeology.
Is Bakeology Thane, right, on Instagram?
Yes.
Your handle is?
Yes.
Bakeology Thane. Because there must be other Bakeologies, so to make it, yeah.
Yes. So at Bakeology, I bake various cakes, cookies, dips, jams, brownies, and all of that. And it's a no maida, no eggs, no butter, and no white sugar policy at Bakeology, which I have followed since 2016. Until date, I have been successful in achieving that policy and, making people aware of healthy baking, healthy eating, and all of that. So that is how it started, the healthy baking journey, how it started. And then right now, when the pandemic started, me and Megha, we came together and we were like, let's start Bake Your Girl. So that's the Insta link, Bake Your Girl, and we have ventured.
Bake You. Why
you? G-U-R-L-L. Bake Your Girl.
Okay.
And at Bake Your Girl, we conduct workshops, sourdough workshops only, again without maida, without white sugar, without eggs, and without a lot of things. So that's how our sourdough breads are.
And when you were talking about wanting to work from home earlier, like, when a daughter was born, and there's this hint of apology in a sense when you're saying that, because that's the way we are conditioned. And in fact, even I started working from home 3-4 years back, and I had the same feeling. But I think that then the pandemic happened, and that really became the way of working for top corporates and everyone. And I think that we were by then already trained to do that. But that's amazing that you said that no butter, no maida, no white sugar, because these are the things which are so associated with bread. But yet when I had both your breads, more recently it was Kasturi's, and I remember that when one heated it, there was this nice crunch of the crust, and there was a certain moistness to it, and a bit of savory, salty touch, which was also there in Megha's sourdough, which I tried it earlier. And that gives you more taste, more texture, and yet not crumbly, not dry. So that's that's not the sort of thing which people expect from bread. So I think so. Is that what you teach in your classes?
Yes. So we conduct our workshops online, and we have students all over the world, and
And these are Indians or like foreigners also? Mainly Indians.
Indians
Indians settled across the world.
Who stay abroad. And all of our breads are, so we have basically, 7 syllabuses running as of now. And of those.
Like it's not like one class and over.
No, there are 7 types of courses that we run, and there are out of 7, there are 4 major workshops and 3 minor workshops. So
it's hard work, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So when students ask us about details, so they get little, they get little intimidated. But what we explain them is that this is the need. They have to understand the basics and learn these techniques. Only then they will be on their own. They will be much better. So it really.
And is there a fixed pattern to the class? Like, does it happen every day of a week for a period, or is it like every weekend, or are there varieties of classes?
So there are varieties of classes. We teach whole wheat also, and we teach gluten-free also. Okay. So by gluten-free, we mean no use of wheat in any form. We use other grains like ragi, jowar, bajra, and all of that.
I just had a bajra roti in the afternoon. But I must say that, we always feel that you can have bajra chapati. But in bread, sometimes the thing is that maybe are people mixing a bit of flour, a bit of. So are you doing pure bajra? Are you teaching people?
Yes, we teach pure gluten-free breads.
Wow.
One just happened last Saturday, Sunday, and like the gluten-free workshop is the best of all the workshops. Yeah.
When you say best, what do you mean?
So when it comes to gluten-free, we make sure that there is no sort of gluten added to it, which people tend to do. Even there is no barley into it.
Wow.
Barley again has gluten. So we have made sure and designed it in such a way that you get beautiful soft breads, but at the same time it is gluten-free for sure.
Hey, one of your staff members is trying to join, I think. I can hear him or her. You can get him on if you want.
Yeah.
Hello.
He's not a doctor.
So we got the consultant professor.
Zoe afterwards.
Oh, where is Zoe? Where are the real teachers? So and Megha, who?
Where is Joy?
First say hi
Joy
to-
live over here.
And what is your name?
What is your name?
Hulk.
Hulk.
Hulk. Wow. So are you going to explode out of the t-shirt like the Incredible Hulk?
Like Hulk.
I'm but longer than Mama. I'm bigger Hulk.
I am
Bigger
small.
Hulk.
I am
Oh,
small.
bigger Hulk.
I'm bigger Hulk, and we are playing first.
Oh,
You have to.
Okay.
I'll just come back in 1 second.
Bye.
Say hi to Jashan.
Okay, so we've got our other staff member joining, Professor. This is Professor
Jashan
whom?
has just gone to sleep.
Professor Zoe is also joined. So Professor Zoe, you have dinosaur friends, I believe, right? You're teaching dinosaurs how to bake?
Do you?
I have a blue dinosaur.
A blue dinosaur. And what does a dinosaur like to eat?
He likes to eat green leaves. My dragon likes to eat green leaves and some little tomato.
Oh, so then would a dinosaur like to eat some palak paneer? Because that's also green.
She likes vegetable salad.
Oh, what a good girl. What a good girl. Okay, so the folks, you've seen the actual challenge between...
He's not a good girl. She's
not a good girl.
He's a boy.
He's a boy. You are a good girl.
You are.
You're a good girl.
I also like to eat vegetable salad.
Oh.
My dinosaur also likes to eat.
Wow. You know, everyone will be jealous when they hear that. That you like to eat vegetables. So folks, now you know who are the real teachers and the staff behind the classes. So why did you guys decide to do the classes together? I mean, both of you know how to bake. So why not individually? I mean, what was the idea behind, how long have you known each other for?
She took me in. We know each other since I think so more than 3 years due
That's
to the
not long.
Facebook group that we were part of. So I was a new mother at that point of time, and she already had Zoe, and she was doing awesome work. So we got connected in that way, and that's how we got it.
So we are both vendors at Luke Coutinho. Okay, and
The fitness coach,
yes,
Luke Coutinho.
Yes. So I was a vendor at him since 2017. Okay. Post that, so he used to keep these, before pandemic, he used to keep these organic markets all over Mumbai. And so I had one such, so I used to have stalls at his organic markets where I used to keep, so it used to be like one day shop. So where you display your things, people come, they eat, and then they enjoy, and then they go. That is how it is. Okay.
That's right.
So I had my one of my pop-up at Ghatkopar, if I'm not wrong, right?
Ghatkopar.
Yeah. So she came for me to meet me, to eat my goodies and all of that. And then we met and we instantly connected. And Yeah, and I knew her love for food, and she's supremely talented in bread baking, but yeasted ones. So so we experimented sourdoughs together. So right now, whatever we teach our students, that is all our experiments. Like we don't pick up recipes from internet or do anything, or even for the retail also, we don't pick up recipes from the internet and sell. Okay, these are all our own developed recipes.
So tried and tested by yourselves.
Absolutely. And tried and tested on our moms, our children. So it is
Your
very
moms and all eat
important.
sourdough?
Oh, we have, it's a long journey. It's for me specifically, it's been a very long journey for the family to accept sourdough, because we've grown up on Vibs ka bread.
Of
That's
course,
yes.
Vibs and Bimbo.
Oh. So when it comes to sourdough, now the family loves it. They really love it now. So they look forward to bakes. So,
But why just your parents or moms and everything? I mean, all of us are so attuned to the idea of white bread, soft bread, commercial bread, bread butter, that I think it's a bit of a mindset shift to move to sourdough, or even to real whole wheat or real millet breads. I'm not talking of the brown breads. But I think once one tries it, then one goes into a beautiful journey of discovery, the different textures which are there, the different flavors which are there, how it changes with each day of aging, all of that. While the white bread often is like sort of mechanized and templated with, it's very sada sida.
Absolutely. And it's a journey. You have to first make the opposite person aware of what the goodness it is made of. Okay. And then it's about the palate.
It is a mindful journey.
It's a mindful journey.
And did either of you yourselves first attend baking classes or something, or it's something which is self-taught in a way?
So small baking classes, yes, but not something which is
not a baking course.
Yeah. So this is basically self-experimented
for me, for sure.
And yet you're able to not only make sourdough for yourself, but you're able to retail it. I mean, both of you separately, and obviously people are putting money in, and you're teaching people to make it. So how's the response been? Like, what do people say? Are they now making the breads? Have they been able to make it? What do your students say?
So our students are very, very happy. Okay, so we have a huge students group also where they keep on sharing their bakes and all of that. And so our workshops are not only just demo workshops, they are all bake-alongs. Okay, so by means.
So how does it happen? Like they get all the stuff, you tell them what all, you give them like a shopping list and they keep it ready.
Yes,
and then you,
it's
because it's all online, right?
All online.
It's all online.
Pre-planned workshop wherein we work with them some 7 to 10 days before the workshop to make the starter. Okay. So what commercial yeast does to outside bread, the starter does to our bread.
And so will you explain a bit to us? Because to me, like a starter means like a kanda bhajia or a chicken tikka or something like that. So what is starter? What is sourdough?
Achha, you said that. I was going to say gaadi ka starter.
Gaadi ka nahi hai.
Yeah. So
malai tikka.
So a starter basically is a fermented thing which is made only from flour and water. Okay. And it has to undergo fermentation over a period of 7 to 10 days so that it is so strong that it gives you these beautiful sourdough breads.
I've sometimes heard people say that I'm feeding my starter. So, I mean, the starter is going to feed you. How are you feeding the starter? What is that? Wo kya hai?
So that is
it becomes like your baby.
It's your baby, yes, for baby for lifetime. You have to take care of it. You have to maintain it. You have to feed it with food. It's like a baby. You have to feed it food. You have to
But feed what? Alive. Feed what after? Because we are talking of flour and water.
Flour and water.
Ah, okay. So basically, like deconstructed puris. Okay, so then it takes about 7 to 10 days or more.
Yeah.
And
we give proper 7 to 10 days personally to the students, wherein we specifically make sure that they make their own starters. That's a very important part of our workshop. We do not compromise on it. Even when it comes to gluten-free, we dedicate 10 to 15 days also. Post that, only the workshop can happen. So there is no hack or there is no trick to make a starter in 2 or 3 days, which happens usually outside. But we specifically tell our students that you have to give us your 10 days so that your starter is active and bubbly, and strong before the workshop starts. That's how we start.
And sourdough doesn't necessarily have to be no maida, right? Even maida sourdough is possible. Like people sometimes think that sourdough is more the starter which you're using instead of yeast.
Yes, it's the process, it's the procedure which is called as sourdough, because along with the starter, the bread is also fermented over a period of
20 there's always a slight tanginess to the bread, which also is a bit of a getting used to, because in our olden days, we would think that khatta ho gaya means the bread has gone bad. Well, this is the characteristic of the bread. Now, just for me to understand the advantage of sourdough health-wise, let's take maida. Because I always know, of course, atta or ragi would be better in any case. But say if there are 2 maida breads, one with sourdough starter and one with yeast, then would the sourdough maida still have an advantage?
Yes, it has an advantage over the normal commercial yeast bread. A, because it's undergone fermentation. B, because it's undergone fermentation, the glycemic index of that particular bread is much lower than the glycemic index of the second bread. And C, because it's undergone fermentation, the similar things are broken down into complex things like carbohydrates, your sugars, your fats, in that particular maida bread have been broken down already by the bacteria which are there in our breads, and hence it makes it gut friendly. These are all the 3 advantages that a normal like a sourdough bread has against normal commercial yeast maida.
And there are many schools of thought like yoga, Ayurveda, where it says that it all starts with the gut.
Yes.
And also, like when you said lower glycemic, say higher or lower?
Lower.
Yeah. So the lower it is, the better it is for people from a sugar and diabetes point of view also, right? I mean, that's one reason why I moved to sourdough.
Yes, because it doesn't spike up your sugar level immediately. Like the main thing of eating anything anything with high carbs, basically, is that once you eat it, your sugar level immediately spikes up. But that doesn't happen when you eat sourdough.
So Kasturi, since you started first, when did you first come across this concept of sourdough, or how did you come across it?
So, so it's not that I have not learned yeasted breads, I have learned yeasted breads, but then I don't know, I found that procedure a bit overwhelming, that yeasted breads. So I started reading about ki yeast chhod ke aur kuch hai kya easy going bread. As I was always I was making cakes, which is with baking soda. So I thought, why not make breads with baking soda? So I tried that.
There's a soda bread also, no? There's something called soda bread,
Yes. So they taste good, but not as good as sourdough breads.
Yeah.
So the texture is also nice, but not as amazing as sourdough bread. So then while reading about soda breads, then I read about sourdough breads, and that's how the research began.
Is there any Indian bread, like, the rotis, naans, puris, this thing, or bhatures, anything like that, which is sourdough? Because I remember reading somewhere,
everything can be made with sourdough.
Because I remember reading that in some of Sangeeta's things, in fact, that so can you tell us a bit about that sourdough? Because then sourdough is not a Western tradition, right? I mean, it's also very much Indian, but we didn't know about it. Is that
it's Indian also. Khameer jalebis. Let's start from there.
And there's
so we can make jalebis also from sourdough. So anything which has flour and water, you can use your sourdough there. Be it naans, parathas, puris, kulchas, everything.
But was it traditionally done, or now we are doing it? Is there any tradition?
It was traditionally done even in India. It was. It's just that last 20-25 years, when the commercial yeast was launched, everything changed. So only when the commercial yeast was launched, it made very easy for people to use that. It was available in packets and it was very easy to use. Whereas sourdough is little intimidating at the beginning. But once you get a hook of it, you are going to love it more, and it's very simple.
idli dosa kya hai? It's sourdough only.
Sourdough. Fermented foods.
Oh.
We do have fermented. Yes.
Curd.
So
Curd
that's-
is it's a part of that. Like
Yeah.
whatever lacto acid bacilli I use in sourdough, go into idli dosa, go into curd. The same thing.
Wow. Yeah. So now imagine you've actually, you know, whatever money you make from your classes and all that, you forget that because there's one line you use, no? If you now sort of charge royalty, because I'm sure suddenly there'll be a whole lot of these modern cafes who will now start selling sourdough idlis at 10 times the price. It should be the same idli.
People sell anything in the name of sourdough. Let's come there.
Let's come there. Seriously.
Absolutely. This is what we are actually working on personally, wherein we are trying to make awareness that people are literally selling anything in the name of sourdough. So
what drives you to do that? Is it the fact that, I mean, the fact that you're both mothers? I mean, sorry for typecasting, but is that why you're driven to sort of tell people what's the
because
right way
they
of
don't
eating?
see when you are, let's come to marketing and branding part,
Yeah.
and let's come to the sales, which is my favorite part.
Yes, yes.
So what do you sell which is easy to sell, which is good to look at, which is good to manage at? So when brands sell sourdough, first thing we do is you should read the ingredients that are written at the back of it. Second thing, you should ask the brand or the store from where you are purchasing the sourdough, how old is the bread? It can be anywhere from 7 to 6 months old. These are freeze products that are in market, which are being sold in the name of the sourdough. If you go and purchase a whole wheat bread, whole wheat sourdough bread in from anywhere, read the ingredients labels, and see how much whole wheat is there and how much maida is there.
So it's always 70-30.
70-30. Even
70
wheat
refined-
germ.
And 70 is maida. 70 being maida.
Yeah, 70 is maida and 30 is wheat.
So these things are very easy to maintain. Freeze products are easy because they can go ahead and do bulk purchase and bulk sales and all. So these are easy to manage. And people do not have knowledge of it. The problem is Indians are very new to sourdough. I am telling this because I was also new to this. But when I started
I'm consuming it for 2 or 3 years and I'm a food writer. But even now, I mean, I can't say that I really know much about it.
Sourdough has to be just flour and water at the max, salt as a flavoring agent. Over here, salt also acts as a preservative to the. So it is
you also
flour,
have Himalayan pink salt and also all of this, no?
Yes.
Like you both of you also use the Himalayan salt. And
yes.
So we are practically following Bakeology's principles to bake your girl in the sourdough world. We are absolutely not using any kind of preservatives, any kind of gums, any kind of chemical sweeteners to make it more edible. Aisa kuch nahi hai. It is pure flour, water, and culture that is used to make breads, and the same thing is being taught to the students also.
The students are both gender, right? Because your thing is bake your girl. And so you are the girls.
I'm the girl,
students,
but
Me and the girls.
students can be. Okay, now I want to ask you something because, from a entrepreneurship point of view, I mean, this endeavor of both of you, for both of you is fairly new. I mean, Megha, you were, celebrity management, and before that in a IT company. Kasturi, you were working with hospital management and, in a professorial role and all of that. To one, starting your own enterprise, which is therefore, completely unstructured. Then online workshops, which is also sort of new to you. So I want to speak with, from each of you, like, what has been your experience of doing something which is so different? And how did you go about it? So whoever wants to take it on first.
Okay, you start.
Okay. So, I was doing Bakeology since 2000, like after Zoe, so 2016. Okay. So after that, so my initial struggle was only to make people aware that healthy bakes and healthy bakes are tasty. Okay, so I used to, so initially 1-2 years, if you ask me, I have like kept pop-up stalls anywhere and everywhere in Mumbai. Okay, just so that people come to the stall and people eat it and people, you know, recognize it, and people say that yes, healthy bakes are tasty. Okay, because till then, so back in 2016, 15, 17, it was only like maida cakes and, you know,
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
fondant cakes and all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awareness, it is come ki theek hai
True.
baba, yeah, okay, so that was another thing. And then while you know, retailing or commercially selling cakes and cookies and all of that, I became a part of one of the groups on Facebook, which is only a healthy baking group.
Okay.
Eventually I became a mentor of that group. I got a lot of awards also from that group.
Wow.
Okay, so then this thing came into picture that you know, I thought back in 2018, 19, that you know, I want to teach healthy baking now. Like, it's 2-3 years of selling. Abhi, I want to slow down selling and, you know, teach healthy baking. So I started healthy baking workshops for cakes and cookies.
But that was face to face at that time,
Face to face, yes.
physical location.
Yes,
Yes.
there was no physical, and you know, people used to. So right now we have just shifted over here to this new home. But before that, people used to actually come there, and you know, like it was a gang of 15, 20 students in one
Wow.
day, and we used to like spend an entire day. They used to come from 9 o'clock to, they used to be here at my place till 8 o'clock in the night, and you know, it was an entire day of brainstorming healthy. So you know, I like that a lot. So that thing was always there in the mind of teaching healthy baking, and you know, and that is how it has come to Bake Your Girl, that teaching. So me and Megha, if you ask me, we have our biggest dream to travel the entire world and teach sourdough. That is our biggest dream. Obviously, that will happen at some point or the other. But as of now, we are
Will
happy
happen
with
for
the
sure.
online structure.
Well, right now, actually, through online, your classes are traveling across the world, and it'll be a matter of time before you physically, you know, I mean, that's one of my sort of dreams of what I enjoy, like traveling the world, exploring, writing. But right now, with our two cats, and one of them was born during the lockdown, the
Oh,
Dimki. So he's so used to us being around all the time,
right.
which is not a very cat thing, that right now I can't think of how travel will happen. So, Megha, how was this experience for you of doing online classes and, you know, doing your own business and
Online classes just happened. That's what I told you. She pulled me in. Practically, she's done that to me because so I was into food purely basic. I was venturing into thalis, which was my day-to-day routine. So I made my you know
as in you would retail thalis, you'd
no, I
make
do not
thalis
do
and
retails of thalis, but I was blogging at practically at that point. So I was just, you know, going over here and then understanding what I'm getting into. It was not for work wise, I was not venturing into anything
yeah,
because I was waiting for something structured, you
which
know.
excited you.
After working for good 12 to say 15 years in the field of IT and in the field of entertainment, wherein there was no day and night, I was happy being at home. I'm telling you this. I left the job at the peak time and I was very happy for it because I didn't have a day or a schedule or a night schedule. I was just following around everywhere.
Yeah, especially celebrity management, so also like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I always say I've roamed around the whole of India, but I've not, you know, enjoyed that part. So it's like that. Coming back to me, practically, I was again venturing into Instagram at that point of time. Being a celebrity manager, I knew what social media platforms were, how to handle them, because I've been part of the pages of these celebrities, so I know how to handle. But when it came to me personally, I was like, "Kyun ho raha hai and why I have to do it?" But I just ventured into it, and that's how the thali, you know, I started putting up, and people really loved it because it is simple home food that I used to do, and I
And
still do.
Instagram loves thali pictures.
Yes, they love
Instagram loves.
thali, and my thalis are very simple looking. These are not hi-fi photographs. These are my iPhone photographs, which, you know, I love it this way. There has to be a simplicity to the food. You know,
Absolutely.
it should come out of it instead of those proper photographies. It's not my forte. It is Kasturi's forte. She is a champ in food photography. So that happened, and eventually in the lockdown, I started a venture Mango Girl again. Mango Girl is my tag name since last 10 years.
Why?
It was just the same name was used while I was into celebrity management and PR. So it was a profile that I had to build up so that, you know, I am still in connect with fans, but they don't know me. That's how the Mango Girl was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my Finely Chopped also, when I started Finely Chopped, it was anonymous. So like I would write the knife.
Yes.
So Kalyan Karmakar, because that's how the way blogging was, you know, 13, 14
so
years
it was
back.
an anonymous name at that point of time, and I just love that name. It's you know, common girl. It's an aam ladki. It's like that. It means.
Was it before or after Rahul Gandhi spoke about mango people? Was it Rahul Gandhi or
I don't know.
Robert Vatra. See, you didn't give us any celebrity gossip, so now I'm trying to create some, you know, political scandals.
No, yeah, I am telling Kalyan bhai, I'll tell you, these celebrities, they are hardworking people, but people don't understand the hard work which goes behind them, their routines, everything that do they, you know, that they are doing is, you know, so that they are presentable in front of the, you know, they are presentable in front of the screen. So there's a lot of hard work that these people do, and I have seen
that's
them.
a livelihood, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So be it gymming, be it anywhere, be it their press conference, they have to do, you know, they have to give their A games. It's not an easy task. It is not an easy task. So I've seen them and I understand. And there's this motherly feeling which Ali used to tell me to Meri maa hai. But that's how it is. I've seen them grow, you know, and now they're doing very well. All the celebrities that I have worked with, they are at an A-level game right now. They are one of the best in the fields. So even Sachin Jigar, if you see, they are the best music directors right now that we have. So I just feel happy when I sit back at home, like, this is good. Everybody is doing good. But okay, coming to Mango Girl, in lockdown, I started this venture technically, wherein I was providing dips, chutneys, you know, and specifically when it came to chutneys, I was using silbatta. I still use silbatta chutney.
See, so what we call sheel butter in Bangla.
Sheel butter. So that was a very huge hit over here in my vicinity, because that is something which is not found right now. It's all mixed and chutneys, but what I used to provide them, or what I provide them still, is the sheel butter chutneys. So that's how the venture started, you know, for me. And then I joined Kasturi, and now we've started retailing the sourdough breads and dips.
But this you retail individually, right? So
Yes,
Megha does her own thing, and Kasturi does her. So Kasturi, what do you do, like in terms of the retail, and because you also you got someone searching for her dragon coming in. Yes. So in terms of your retail range and all of that, what do you do?
So, so we have our own menus, and we have designed them specifically for taking into consideration what people like to have in sourdough. So, so there's classic sourdough. Then there are these inclusions, you know, various kind of inclusions which we have studied over a period of 2-3 years, which people like in sourdough, and then we try to give something with it, like some vegan cheeses, or some fruit jams, or some savory jams and everything. So we try to pair this up like a total package. And even so we even have this thing of doing these pop-ups together of sourdough breads, which we did 4 months back. Okay, so we had kept a huge sourdough bread dips and spreads pop-up together.
Online pop-up,
Online pop-up, that's it. These times I'm a bit worried.
So where we had designed a nice menu, and people could select from that. Okay, so yes, we would like to commercially sell things together one day, where we come together at a studio and do things and sell it.
Exactly.
But
I like this. Sorry, go ahead. What do you think?
So as of now, it's not possible because of the lockdown and stuff like that. So as of now, we are doing it, as much as we can on our individual basis.
But yes, I like this model. I mean, people sometimes refer to it as collective, where there are people who are doing their own things. Then they come together for a project or this thing. So I'm going to ask you two questions at the end, because I don't want to run out of the 1 hour thing. Then I have to cut it sometimes we lose some interesting masala. Okay, so one is that, this bit about both of you working together and then again, being your own people as well, work-wise. So I just want to know, how does it work? Like, do you guys sort of divide your responsibilities, or is it that everyone does everything, but so much and so much? What's it that's worked for you?
Okay, so if you're asking about Bake Your Girl, where we have our own workshops, okay?
Yes, workshops.
So there so she's an individual and I'm an individual, and we know what are her positive and negatives, and she knows what are my positive and negatives. So we have divided our work accordingly. Okay, where for example, like I like to talk much and blabber much. So and she knows I like to teach. So I teach. Okay, and her thing is more on hands-on, like showing and all of that. So that is how we have divided. When it comes to recipe creation, we have our 50-50 thing. Okay, where she keeps on working, I keep on working, and so where I crack a recipe, I tell her please try it. She cracks the recipe, she tells me, and that is how it is. So it's all 50-50 in that sense. And when it comes to our individual thing, like when it comes to Mango Girl and when it comes to Bakeology, so we have our individual pages wherein we
that is, of course,
individual things, and we go according to how it comes.
And are you both like always in touch, or are you in touch when you work?
We start with good mornings and we end with good night kisses. So we are girlfriends. It starts that way because that's like we feel we are together. That's how our day starts and that's how our day ends. We are talking 50 times in a day, or there is a day wherein we are like just sitting back and chilling. We are not talking, but we know that we are there for each other. It's like,
I think Zoe's saying now enough. Now, mommy, give me some time. That's what Nimki does sometimes. He will, especially if I'm with the phone, he's just going to push the phone away. Or
Jashan does that. Jashan does that to us.
You can't call him Jashan. You have to call him Hulk. He's made it very clear. Okay, one sort of last question, which I'm going to ask both of you, is that I think one thing which is becoming increasingly clear, in fact, Ashwini Deshpande, who runs Elephant Design Pune, she was talking about that in our Home Chef's discussion, that when you're setting up a business, it's very important to know why did you get into it. So, and earlier at some point, Megha was talking about becoming happy once she sort of got into her own thing. So for both of you, like, what is it that you want to do? Or like, why are you doing this? Like, what's your vision? Is it the same, or
you're on mute, Babu? You're on mute.
So this is why we're doing this. It's passion.
That's a burn. Is that
no?
A burn?
No, it's a tattoo.
It's a tattoo.
Okay. So they're ladles and all of that. So instead of a husband's name,
it's pure love for food. It's just pure love for. I know what it has taken from meat, from turning to healthy version of my life, and I know what it has done good to me. So we for sure know that we have ventured into a healthy world, wherein the knowledge is not there in the people, and we are trying to inculcate that. We are trying to make the sure. And it's a difficult process. It's a difficult process. People don't understand this. People feel what is available outside is much better than what you're going to learn at the workshop, because what they relate to is taste and feel, but they don't understand that it is going to be different every time. So we are trying to make these small and things that it's a big task. And then we love it. We love the challenges.
And what about you, Kasturi? Same, anything different?
Yeah, absolutely same, like +1 to what she's saying is the passion that drives us through this. And the main thing is be it workshops, be it breads, selling commercially or whatever it is, okay, we have experienced what others do, okay, as regards workshops also, and as regards selling breads also, and we somehow feel that everything is manipulated, okay, and we don't like that thing at all, okay, because for us sourdough is pure love, and it's labor love, okay. So basically one bread which undergoes 24 hours of fermentation, okay, and you giving your heart to it, like after every half an hour to 1 hour, you are giving something to that bread. Okay, and that's how a bread comes into picture. And it's just flour, water, and salt and that starter, and that's it, nothing else. So that is what we want to put across to our people, that it's only this and nothing else. That's the only idea of us.
Wow, that's really wonderful. And you know, when you have that sort of conviction, where you've yourself undergone a certain transformation for the better, then you want others to be a part of it and or experience the same thing. And I think that when it comes as like you know, pins or anchors for a business, it probably doesn't get any better than that. So thank you, Megha. Thank you, Dr. Kasturi. It was lovely speaking to both of you. And folks, please follow their you know, the basic is of course Instagram handle. So it's Mango Girl for Megha with GURL, and Dr. Kasturi is Bakeology Thane, and then there is Bake You Girl for their baking classes. And also, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you did, please like the channel which you're watching, share the video. और क्या करता है? Like, share, and subscribe.
Save.
Save, and then subscribe to their classes and their breads and dips, and do check it out. So thank you. That was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you, Kalyan, so much. It was so nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.